Hey third graders, so just wondering if you are thinking that Red will end up getting chopped down by Francesca or if he is going to survive somehow. Haven't gotten any emails, so I hope to get your prediction on this. We are starting with chapter 22 today. I would say we're not quite halfway yet, so we still have a lot of time for there to be more problems that occur before we get to our climax. We executed plan number 1 an hour and a half later when Stefan headed off to school. He'd gotten only as far as the sidewalk when Bongo dove straight toward his backpack. Poking at the zipper with her beak, she cawed frantically. When crows want to be loud, they can be extremely loud. What? Stefan cried. What is wrong with you? Bird. He dropped his backpack to the ground. Bongo landed on the backpack, looking up at him hopefully. Chip, please, she said. Stefan rolled his eyes. Seriously? Chip, Bongo said. Chip, please. Stefan put his hands on his hips. Okay, fine. I've seen you in action, working the bus line. Bongo hopped to the ground when Stefan unzipped his backpack. You rock, she said politely. Stefan pulled out his lunch bag and opened it. Let's see, I've got tuna fish sandwich, carrot sticks. But before he could say anything more, Bongo plunged into his backpack, grabbed a sheet of paper, and flew sky high. Hey, that's my English homework, Stefan cried. Come back here, you thief. Bongo flew high into my branches and landed with a vigorous caw. Victorious caw. Stefan stalked around the bottom of my trunk where the yellow police tape encircled me. Please, Crow, he pleaded. I'll give you my whole sandwich, please. Bongo perched on the paper, freeing her beak. No way, she replied. A few more minutes of grumbling and Stefan gave up. Great, he muttered as he grabbed his backpack. Mrs. Kellerman is never going to believe me when I tell her a crow ate my homework. Chapter 23. When Samar exited her house, it was time for the rest of our plan. She paused, as she always did, to say hello, and Bongo, as she always did, said hello back. But this time, Bongo surprised Samar by landing on her shoulder and presenting her with a mangled piece of paper. I don't know, could it be Stefan's homework? Maybe that would be a good way to start their friendship. Samar took it from Bongo. This has Stefan's name on it. Why on earth do you have it? No way, Bongo said by way of an answer. Well, I'll be sure he gets this, Samar said. Bongo gave a little caw and headed back to me. Perfect. A simple plan, beautifully executed. Samar would give the homework to Stefan. They'd strike up a conversation about the crazy crow in the big oak tree. They'd laugh, they'd share, they'd realize they had a lot in common. Voila, friendship. It was a great plan, except for the part that came just seconds later. The part where Samar noticed a friend of Stefan's walking by. She dashed over and asked him to give Stefan the piece of paper. So she dashed over and asked him to give Stefan the piece of paper. And that was that. Meddling isn't as easy as I thought it would be, I confessed to Bongo. Hey, I did my part, said Bongo. You were wonderful, I said. We'll just have to try again. We don't have a lot of time. Red, Bongo said with a sigh, please don't remind me. Chapter 24. That afternoon, we tried plan number 2. This isn't going to work, Red, Bongo said, strutting back and forth on the lawn. Pessimist, I said. Optimist, she replied. Secretly, I had my doubts, though. Our second plan required help from one of the babies. There'd been much bickering over which baby would get to assist us, but then there'd been plenty of bickering ever since Francesca's threat to cut me down. It just frustrated me to see my residents, the ones who'd miraculously been getting along so well, turn on one another when faced with a problem. Granted, it was a big problem, but if I couldn't handle it, it seemed like the least they could do was behave during our last days together. Bongo flipped a penny she kept in her collection of treasures. Excuse me. And we arrived at our helper, the smallest baby possum, Flashlight. Now remember, possums are named after things that scare them, so this baby is scared of flashlights. Let me get this straight, said Bongo. You're afraid of a Shh, Harry Spiders hissed. We try not to say that word around him. So what did you actually call him? Agnes asked. He answers to Flash, Harry Spiders explained. Well, Flash, said Bongo, you understand the drill, right? You pretend to be dead. You guys are good at that, right? Flash nodded excitedly. Possums are the best dead pretenders in the world. So you play dead. Samar and Stefan see you as they're coming home from school. We're hoping they come home at about the same time today, I interrupted. And they freak out, Bongo continued. See the cute little maybe dead baby. Talk about what to do. Are you certain this is safe? Asked Harry Spiders. I'm feeling a little faint just thinking about it. We'll all be watching, and Stefan and Samar are smart kids, I reassured her. They'll know not to touch a sick animal. So they go get their parents, call a wildlife rescue place, or maybe a vet, and while they're busy, Bongo continued, little Flash runs back to his den. Samar and Stefan come back out, have a good laugh about the vanishing possum. Maybe the parents even get to talking. I really think you would do a better job, Big U complained. She's a born actor. Or you. This has been officially decided, Bongo said firmly. We flipped the penny, remember? Just saying, Big U muttered. Down the street, the school dismissal bell rang. Places, everyone, Bongo urged. This is totally going to work, I said. This is totally going to fail, Bongo said at the very same instant.